we have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world with a rule of law,
is to actually create a new world order.
A world in which there is a very real prospect of world order.
It's about the future of Europe and a new world order. After 1989, President Bush said, and it was a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order.
I said this once or twice, but it bears repeating. You can keep your plan if you are satisfied with it. If you like the plan you have, you can keep it. If you like your plan,
So, of course, as we further descend into immorality and, anything goes and let's not hurt anyone's feelings and everyone should be able to do this free will thing, this really Crowley, Aleister Crowley, do as thou wilt shall be the whole of the law, is being played out in society today, in pop culture especially, and in the very liberal, overly liberal views that have been perpetrated upon freedom and liberty in the name of helping people, and we have to have peace and all of this. It's a very, very sinister situation, because people that all want those good things. It's just that this method doesn't work. It creates, again, an elite oligarchy at the top, and the peasants become well, eventually they become cannon fodder, and of course they become victims of genocide. This is historic. Communism, where we're going, on the direction that we're headed. I mean, just look at what's going on. I mean, we're talking about the Tonight Show and how lame Fallon's was compared to Leno, and we're talking about these pop culture things that are all being facilitated. Justin Bieber and all these other idiots, really, while many very, very dangerous things are happening. There are, of course, fears of a dollar collapsing at any moment. I mean, it could just happen at any moment, ladies and gentlemen. This is the truth. And we have all of these facts that are not being, discussed in the media. Like Obama more than doubles the public debt in his administration. You have so many things. Fast and Furious is ignored. And I'm just looking at the Drudge to see if there's anything else that's going on today. Police beat use stun gun on deaf man after confusing sign language with threatening gestures. I mean, people are out of control. It's a rising police state. It's disgusting. This is the news. I'm blown away. Hollywood is begging California to cut their taxes. So Hollywood's going to be, again, they're only two of the blockbuster movies that they made out of like 30, 40 films were actually made in California. All of these socialist states, these liberal viewpoints, are all bankrupting the people. There is not any understanding of how this sinister plot is working. They're stealing the money. All of these programs, I mean, Obama was supposed to be building roads and bridges and restoring our infrastructure 8 years ago. Well, I wish it was 8 years ago already, but sadly enough, it was all but 5 years ago. But when he was given his rhetoric of all the things that he was going to accomplish, these shovel-ready jobs, they never happened. The reason they never happened is because that's not the agenda. The agenda is to take the money, like the bankers. Look, they just gave us debt bail them out. They give billions to in bonuses to their CEOs for doing a good job and being clever in their deception, in their orderly deception. After all, the regulations and all of the things that were allowed to happen, and the changes in the criteria for banks. Clinton helped this going through there with the American Prosperity Act. Every time it says something, American Prosperity Act, Affordable Care Act, it's the opposite. Just start understanding that, and maybe some more of this information will come to light. But things are just outrageous. I'm looking at an article here from the Activist Post investigating documented weather modification. Get a load of some of this. This is all weather modification from a guy who actually set up a time-lapse camera outside his home. But he's not a guy. He's actually a scientist. And the article is on the February 17th edition of Activist Post. And what he did was a time-lapse photography expose of chemtrails. And it's very interesting. Take a look. If things aren't scary enough with this Orwellian cancer that is growing upon the nation, spying on us, and all of these drones flying around, and drones are going to be putting people under arrest and helping in investigations and God knows what else. This is not good. This is a threat to our freedom and our liberty, and we must understand what's really going on. But what makes things worse is researchers now have found a way to turn pain on and off with a beam of light. This is really unbelievable, but true. And what we have here is optogenetics is a breakthrough technology that is giving scientists precise control of what animals feel and how they behave, and even what they think. It relies on modifying the DNA of neurons so that they send signals or are blocked from firing in response to light. The technique was invented 9 years ago in the laboratory of Carl Deseroth, one of Circuit's co-founders and author of the New Pain Study. If you want to talk about controlled propaganda, look at this on the right. MIT Technology Review, buy fresh, buy GMO. How evil are these bastards? And then look at this. For mice and maybe men, pain is gone in a flash. MIT Technical Review. Circuit Therapeutics, a 3-year-old Palo Alto, California biotechnology startup now working on a pain treatment along with some of the Stanford scientists. The Stanford, it just reeks New Orleans. This is just not good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is just not good. Moving along, in the Stanford group's latest work published in the journal Nature Biotechnology, they first used gene therapy to install light-sensitive molecules into the nerve endings of the skin of mice. Each animal was then placed into a small plexiglass chamber with a transparent floor. When the researchers shined blue light through the floor, the mice flinched, cried out, or engaged in prolonged paw licking, all signs of pain. How nice, so that they can inflict pain like that. And of course they're saying they're going to be able to take pain away. This is the technology to remove pain. Please, remember, the world is not as it seems. And basically, everything that they tell you results in the opposite. So whatever they say they're going to do, they're going to do the opposite. But don't believe me. Find your own truth. There is only one truth. Seek, and you'll find it.
I'll tell you any shit you want to hear. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. You're beginning to believe the illusions we're spinning here. You're beginning to think that the tube is reality and that your own lives are unreal. You do whatever the tube tells you. You dress like the tube. You eat like the tube. You raise your children like the tube. You even think like the tube. This is mass madness, you maniacs. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We are the illusion.
When we are successful, we will be. We have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
It's the need for a new world order, but it has
of the world.
And the president outlined his vision of a new world order in which the US would participate fully, one rooted on four basic principles.
Non-proliferation and disarmament.
None of it is true.
The promotion of peace and security. The preservation of our planet. And a global economy that advances opportunity for all people.
The affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order.
A world in which there is the very real prospect of a new world order.
It's about the future of Europe and a new world order.
After 1989, President Bush said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a
If you
new
like
world
your
order.
plan, you can keep your plan.